A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy. Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene here with you for a wonderful Tuesday morning. Oh, it's another short week, but man, we got a lot to talk about here because we got, first off, Monday Night Football last night, the Bills destroyed the New England Patriots. Love to see that. We've got injury issues in the NFC West. Both quarterbacks for the Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams injured. We know Jared Goff's not going to play. How's that going to... I mean, it's a must-win for both teams to make it into the playoffs. So we'll get into that. Also, of course, yesterday, Ron Rivera making the decision that Dwayne Haskins is no longer going to be a member of the Washington football team. And we've got the MVP race that heated up last night with the big performance from Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills.
We have to hold a funeral for the New England Patriots because they are dead.
It is the Sportsocracy. Like, share, and follow at the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. We are live from the Wicked Weed Studios, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. I think there are a lot of Patriots fans that needed some Wicked Weed last night.
Yeah, they needed some stuff because their team sucks.
Yeah, a lot. 38-9 was the final score. The Buffalo Bills just having their way, and Stephon Diggs had himself a huge day.
He's good. He's good at football.
Lord.
And New England's not, and I love it.
They had absolutely no answer for Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Josh Allen throwing for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. It was
Did anything do more
night.
for you than Bill Belichick going Yosemite Sam on the phone?
Oh, it was great.
30 Burger Circuit bitch son of a...
Just chuck it, Bill. You don't like the answer, just destroy that damn thing.
I want that to be the background of my phone, my television, my life. I'd really like it just play on permanent. Inside Bill! Look at this. What the fuck, Bill?
What the fuck, Bill?
I'm just going to point fingers at both directions because I can't figure out the mirrors screw with me, apparently.
Oh, what the fuck, Bill is not happy at all. And by the way, we have to give a little slow clap, little hat tip to the production team for Monday Night Football for putting together the Love Actually graphic with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick is the guy holding the signs going, "We miss you."
And then the best part of it was they actually had Tom roll his eyes in the graphic and slam the door in his face.
Slam the door right in his face.
Whoever did that, I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I think they're going to be off Bill's Christmas list, though.
Oh, God. And New England Twitter went nuts. That's in bad taste.
It's not in bad taste.
You know, it's funny how much shit the whole city of Boston and that whole surrounding area talked. When 20 years we didn't lose to the same team twice in the same year.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, crickets. Just nothing. Check on your Patriots fans. Friends, they're not okay.
Yeah. Buffalo Bills sweeping the Patriots for the first time since 1999. It was the first time this century they had been swept by a division opponent. And now it's happened to both of them. It's happened to Bill and to Tom. Because when Tom got swept by the Saints, it was the first time he had been swept by a division opponent.
Couldn't happen to nicer guys. Can we just be real? I mean, I know I've said this. How is Cam Newton still in the NFL? Can somebody please explain that to me?
You got 1 week. One more week and it'll be over.
And there are still people that will fight with me. He doesn't have any weapons. Mm-hmm. He had N'Keal Harry on a crossing route. There wasn't anybody in the frame, and he was 10 yards short.
Uh-huh.
And it was only like a 20-yard throw in the first place.
Cam Newton gets benched in a blowout for Jarrett Stidham. He was 5 of 10 for 34 yards.
That I can't say this enough times. I've said it on every social media, and I'm going to say it again here. When Cam Newton got benched, he had 34 passing yards. The Bills had 3 receivers that had 34 yards by themselves. That's not including Stephon Diggs, who had 3 times that.
I kind of scoffed last night at the monkey knife fight line between Josh Allen and Cam Newton in passing yards. Jeremy asked me, what would you put the line at? I said, I don't know, 65 and a half. He was like, try 105 and a half.
And I said, I would have bet it at 205 and a half. That paid off. By the way, if you haven't joined Monkey Knife Fight, monkeyknifefight.com, promo code TANK. They will match your initial deposit up to $50, and you can listen to our ESPN show, and I will just give you free money every day.
And I promise you, I'm not going to spoil the picks anymore. I'm not going to bet them. I'm just not. Every time I bet one of Jeremy's picks, I lose.
KOD.
Exactly. It's the KOD. And then
You are the angel of death.
And then he hits every one that I don't play.
Which is why I changed the password on his Monkey Knife Fight account, and I'm not going to tell him.
Yep. I'm no longer going with Jeremy. I'm actually just going to shut it down.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It's too much fun.
Yeah, just don't play what I say. Do the opposite. Do the exact opposite of everything I say.
I should do that. 38-9, Bills just beat down the New England Patriots. Now the question comes, what do they do next week?
Who?
The
They're going to
Bills.
lose to the... Oh, I thought you were talking about the
No,
Patriots. They're going to
no.
lose to the Jets. I already know what they're going to do.
Right. The Patriots are going to lose to the Jets next week. You get that. But the Bills play the Dolphins next week.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins need to win to get into the playoffs. Do the Bills rest everybody?
I believe so. And I have no information on this. I am sheerly going off what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be really honest. What's the difference? Who cares? All right, the Steelers become the 2. Do you really think they're going to beat one of these teams? Really? Do you really think, honestly, they have to play, let's say it's Miami. You think they beat Miami? I don't.
Who, Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because they have to play, and there's no, it's not like the 2 get you a bye anymore. Now
No.
the 2 and the 3 are borderline the same thing.
Yeah, but it puts you on the same side of the bracket as the Chiefs.
No, it doesn't.
If you're
The 4's on the same side
Oh,
as the Chiefs.
excuse me.
The 2 and 3 are on the same side.
Oh, that's right.
And let's be real honest. If Buffalo looks at Pittsburgh, okay, we have to go to Pittsburgh. Oh, it's cold. It's cold in Buffalo.
It's cold in Buffalo.
There's no fans. What the hell does it matter? Cole Beasley got hurt last night. I'm telling you right now, if he can't play, that's a big. If that was bad, which I have not heard yet,
Right.
that's not good. Mm-hmm. They need him, especially with no John Brown. For me, I don't care. I'll be the 2. I'll be the 3. It means absolutely nothing either way to me. I'm not going to risk getting the MVP hurt.
Yeah.
I said
The
it.
MVP.
I said it.
Stop that.
I said what I said, and I ain't seen no lies.
No, I see lies. I see lies. He's not there yet.
I'm like Lil Wayne. Ain't never told no lie. Can't never tell no lie.
Any more bashing Bill and the Patriots before we move on to the is Josh Allen the MVP debate?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I've waited 20 years for this.
Right,
so
always take your shot.
let's be really honest. Name me a team in worse shape than the New England Patriots. Name me one.
Can't.
Name me one in the NFL.
I
Can't.
don't think so. There's none.
There's not one.
They're terrible. They're so
They're
bad.
in the worst shape of any team in the NFL. And last night, they've got $55 million and all the opt-out guys. Okay. You know what they still don't have? A quarterback. You know what else they don't have? A receiver. There's not a receiver on that team. Mm-hmm. Not one. Everybody talks about how bad the Jets receivers are, or there are a few other teams that Washington's not particularly great at wide receiver outside of Terry McLaurin. New England's the worst team in the NFL at the position spots.
Oh, come on.
And
Jacoby
they're
Myers.
one of the worst drafting teams in the NFL.
Jacoby Myers is a fine 4.
Yeah, he would be a great special teams gunner.
Right. They don't have him. They don't have much. And all the opt-out guys are coming back. Yay,
Oh,
Dante
yay!
Hightower.
Yeah, we
and
get
Patrick
Dante
Chung.
Hightower and Patrick Chung, who sucked anyway. Woohoo!
I don't know about sucked, but I think Patrick Chung's going to be 34.
Burnt like toast you forgot about because you were drunk.
Yeah.
That's Patrick Chung in a nutshell.
Okay.
Ooh, I want put that camera right on me because I'm going to say something, and I've said it before, but now I'm going to say it really vehemently. Bill Belichick's Patriot tenure ends on Sunday with a loss to the New York Jets. And I just went full 6 to midnight saying that.
You think he's going to quit?
I do. I think he's going to retire. And I hope to all that is good and holy that he retires by writing on a napkin, I retire as HC of the NEP. Nothing would make me happier.
Because that's what he did to the Jets.
Yep.
Yep.
I resign as HC of the NYJ.
It's not going to happen. Bill Belichick does not have it in him to quit.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You know what he doesn't have it in him to do? This.
Lose.
This.
Free up.
Have you ever seen Bill Belichick? He just looked defeated. And I think he looks at this team and goes, why would I do this? I am widely renowned as the greatest coach that's ever lived. And they were talking about, he could pass Don Shula. Do you realize how long it would take him to win 30 more games? Bill's 67 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill's shown a predilection to, like Florida and, put on his Hawaiian shirt, his cool guy shirt, and drink Mai Tais on the beach. I'm telling you right now, this is not we'll have a good draft and sign a couple free agents, we'll be back next year. This is a 5-year fix.
Yeah.
What do they do well? I'll wait.
Right.
What on that team is good? What do you look at and go, they're set there?
I mean, Stephon Gilmore.
Who's a free agent and not coming back?
He's gone.
Keep going.
They wanted
And then what you got next?
Yeah.
Because there's not one.
Good point.
And I'm telling you right now, there's absolutely no reason for Bill Belichick to go, I'm going to sign up for a 5-year fix here. It's not going to happen.
It's not like they lost.
It's not. And I'm telling you, every one of these games, this Cam Newton thing has damaged his reputation, period. Alex Sanders said the running game. Are you freaking kidding me?
No way.
With Sony Michel, Damian Harris is fine. Here's the thing. You know why the running game works currently? Because they know Cam cannot beat us. Can't. So they have to load up with 0 formations with, 2 tight ends, and, you can average 3 yards a carry. They rush more than any team in the NFL. And they're not that great at it. Yards per carry, they're not great. I've heard this running game shit for weeks, and I'm telling you right now, I've watched damn near every game they played. They're not good at it.
Oh, they averaged 6 yards per carry last night.
If you take Cam Newton out, they're one of the worst rushing teams in the league. And that's a quarterback that's built like a linebacker. And he's not all that great. So I'm just telling you, there's nothing there. And I look at Bill, and I look at the fact that he is just, Bill looks like somebody shot his puppy in front of him at all times. Why? Why would you do it?
I don't think so.
And I think they hand it over to McDaniels, and away we go.
I really don't think so.
See, but and the one thing I will say, you continuously say that. Who knows Bill Belichick better, me or you?
Oh, I understand. You
Man,
watched
it's
him
not
for
close.
years and whatever, but you also hate him with a dying passion.
Yeah.
And you want him to go out.
Oh no, I don't want him to retire. Oh hell no! Hell no, I don't want him to retire. This is like somebody getting caught for robbing you, and then they die in jail. No, I want to visit you once a week and see you through that window. I hope he stays there for eternity, and I hope he continues to lose because all it does is confirm what I've said forever. I've had people for years tell me I am a moron, in spite of the fact that I do this for a living, because I have routinely said Bill Belichick's not as good a quarterback, is not as good a coach as you make him out to be.
Right.
He's not. He got covered by the greatest quarterback of all time. You ever notice that all of the great coaches, whether it's Don Shula, Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, Tom Landry, on and on and on down the line, you ever notice what they all have in common?
Great quarterbacks.
They all have great quarterbacks.
Right.
You don't see many great coaches that have Mitch Trubisky as their quarterback. So, no, I hope he stays forever. Bill, I hope you do this until you're 90, because you won't win another division in 20 years. Because you can't draft, and you're a smug prick that won't ask for help.
See, it's that right there. It's that reaction that Bill Belichick is getting today is why he is not going to retire.
Well, then he better plan on coaching until he's 80, because that's how long it will take him to build
No.
his team.
All he has to do is help turn this team back around into a playoff team, and then he can.
And he has
say,
6 rings. And you think that turning them back into a playoff team is going to be a fart in a windstorm?
If he
His
leaves
legacy?
them decimated and they go through the next 10 years as a losing franchise, that will stick with him.
Let me ask you a question. Name me a historically great coach that has ever left a team in great shape. Please say Tom Landry. I really want you to.
What is it?
They had to friggin' fire him
Bill Walsh.
because he wouldn't leave.
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh is the answer because Bill went out on top.
Yeah.
And he left him with Steve Young, backing up Joe Montana.
Bill Cowher.
Let's be really honest. Did he, though? How long did it take him for him to get back to a Super Bowl? It's a long friggin' time. He left after, let's see, when did Cowher actually retire?
After the Super Bowl.
It was
after Super Bowl 40,
no, it wasn't.
wasn't it?
No.
42.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. And they haven't been back to one since.
No,
So-
Tomlin won one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
He
You're
won
right.
one of
Tomlin
those.
did win one.
Yeah. So Super Bowl 40.
All right, I'll give you Bill Carroll. I'll give you Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
Tom Landry didn't.
Okay.
Don Shula didn't.
No.
Don Shula left the Dolphins, and they haven't had a quarterback since.
Right.
That was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I get you.
This is how this goes. And there's no the thing that's always driven, and maybe it's the Jet fan in me. The thing that's always driven me crazy is that all these New England, Tom Brady, jock sniffers think, oh, they're different because they have Bob Kraft and they have blankety blank, bloody blah. Here's the thing: Jimmy Johnson, that ended badly.
Right.
When Jimmy Johnson left, you would have thought Jerry Jones was one of the best owners in sports. Then what happened?
Barry Switzer.
What happened?
In 25 years.
Then Barry Switzer came along, and then it's just been a pile of shit ever since.
Yep.
This is how this goes. Father Time. There are two things that are undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. You will age. Your quarterback.
Yeah.
You will age, and eventually, everything's a cycle. Every bad team will be good. Every good team will be bad. It's undefeated. It's never not happened, and it's happened in New England now. And the fact that you think that Bill Belichick's going to sign up for this, he looked. I swear to you, he looked like he could have walked off the field last night and never turned back. Did you see the way he looked at this whole team like, what in the bejesus are you bastards?
Yeah. I think it would be really funny if he retires and then Josh McDaniels says, you know what?
He-
I'm out of here too. I'm not.
I have a new favorite way this could happen. Bill retires, and McDaniel slides a note to Bob Kraft that says, I resign as the AC.
He's going to be like, there's no way I'm going through this.
Make it happen,
This
McDaniels.
sucks. And then he
McDaniels has already
know.
shown a predilection to quitting on people.
Maybe
so.
maybe I am looking at
coaches the Jets.
maybe I am looking
I
at
don't
this the
want
wrong
him.
way. Maybe I am looking at this the wrong way because Bill Belichick does have that fuck it factor.
Yeah,
he
I got
does
this
have
for you.
that. I
He does
don't
not
give a good
damn
goddamn
think.
what you think.
Yeah.
Right.
He doesn't give a damn what you think.
Right. I mean, just like they were asking him in the press conferences earlier, this season about the trials and tribulations that they've been going through and the losing that's been going on, and he's like, and they asked, have you sold out? He's like, well, I mean, yeah, we kind of did. We won 3 Super Bowls in the last 4 years or whatever it was, and yeah. And he doesn't give a shit.
No.
He does not give a shit. So maybe he does. Maybe he's just going to be like, I've done it this long.
I'm done. He's like, I'm enough.
But there's still that competitor in him that I think he wants to prove that he can do this without Tom, because that's what everybody's going to say. Everybody's going to say he couldn't do it without Tom. And look, 1 year, and they ended up out of the playoffs, losing record, all these streaks broken, and Bill's going to give up. I don't see that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you undervalue how much Bill Belichick hates losing. Bill hates losing more than he loves winning. And I'm telling you right now, anybody with a brain looks at that team and goes, you're not even close.
They're not. Yeah.
They are exponentially closer to the Jets right now than they are to the Bills or the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Exponential. It's not even
And I'd
close.
have to say the Jets are way better position with the draft.
Because we have two. We have two, and we have $89 million.
Yeah.
And above all else, we have quarterback.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a good young quarterback.
Does it surprise you that this New England team won 6 games?
Yes.
It does me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that.
And you know what that tells me is that it surprises everybody else too. And Bill looks at this and goes, yeah, I won 6 games with this team. I put something together next year, I could be back in the playoffs.
I think Bill thought Cam was going to be more than he was. The reason that exactly what's happening right now is why I said on this show and our ESPN show for weeks, months, damn near a year, Bill's not signing Cam Newton. The reason I said that is because of the look on his face last night.
Right.
Watch him throw that phone and tell me that that's not because Cam Newton has about driven him nuts. And let's be real honest. And then we'll move on to something else that actually matters. How you going to fix that? What quarterback you bringing in?
Sign Dwayne Haskins.
Well, the answer everybody gives is, they'll go get Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay. Well, you think Jimmy's going to play for peanuts? You think he's going to play for $1 million? Because I got news for you. He's not. He was in the Super Bowl a year ago.
Yeah.
That's $25 million committed. So, okay, that $50 million in cap space, half of it goes to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jameis Winston.
You think he's annoyed with Cam Newton?
Oh my God.
Do you see the logo on my shirt? I can speak to Jameis Winston pretty damn swiftly.
Oh, yeah.
As can you, actually.
As can I. I mean, I've been through it. I've seen it. But he's way damn better than anything they've got.
Regular can of rebuild, you say? No, says I.
Last night, Josh Allen, he did some stuff. He set the new Bills record for most passing touchdowns in a season, which kind of shocked me. I would have thought for sure Jim Kelly had thrown for more than 34 touchdowns in a season, but that's where he sits. 4 touchdowns last night, 320 yards. He was 27 of 36. He had a QBR of 97.3, and his passer rating was 138.7. It was pretty damn swift.
That boy good.
He is damn good. And I'm hearing a lot of the talk come back up again. Remember, 4 weeks into the season, he had such a great start to the year. Everybody was like, oh my God, Josh Allen's the MVP. And then he kind of fell off. And now it's back again. Josh Allen for MVP.
I just don't remember these fall-off weeks, though.
I'm not
it
there.
Seems like he maybe had 1 or 2 bad weeks. That's it. Other than that, he's been amazing.
It was just mediocre. I mean, because he opened up the season, the first 4 games, he had thrown for 12 touchdowns in 4 games. And then 1, 2, and he had 3. Then he had 2 weeks without 1, then 2, 2, 2. I mean, it was very pedestrian kind of a stretch there. But now... And then? Yeah, last 4 weeks of the season, he's thrown 12 touchdowns again. Like, it's all coming back, and people are like, oh, well, maybe he is the MVP. He's not the MVP to me. I know a lot of people say he is to you. I know he is to you.
And there's a very simple reason why.
Because he's the most valuable player to his team? Mm-hmm. Is that the argument?
Let me ask you a question. This is a team that cannot run a greasy peg up a cat's ass.
Yep.
You take out Josh Allen, put in a league average quarterback. How good is this team? Because defense is not as good as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Mitch Trubisky's their quarterback.
They're 8-8, 9-7.
I think you're being too nice.
Playoff team.
I think you're being too nice.
Was Steph on?
And then what? John Brown, who's been hurt since week 5.
Right. Maybe Gabe Davis is your boy.
I do like Gabriel Davis. Hey, Cole Beasley, you feel real warm and fuzzy about a dude that looks like he should be driving a semi on the long haul to Reno.
Oh, God.
That dude, that make you feel more warm and fuzzy on the inside? Dawson Knox. By the way, Buffalo has more dudes that look like they missed their calling as somebody that would replace things in vending machines than any team I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I just noticed that last night.
It's that whole blue collar, take your
I just
lunch
noticed
pail
that
to
last
work
night.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I even told my wife, I was like, there are more guys that play for the Buffalo Bills that look like they're one step from homeless than any team I've ever seen.
One step from homeless.
I mean, it's borderline bizarre.
Yeah. Look, Josh Allen is good and all, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers has done everything this season. He has carried the Green Bay Packers to this point. Mm-hmm. And he has Aaron Jones. Yes, there is a running game.
And then?
And he makes them better.
I don't disagree with you, he makes it better. I'm in no way saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying Josh Allen's 12-3 with a team that you could not have told me their second receiver going into the season. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could have because,
that's what we do.
What we do. Right. I mean, I couldn't tell you who won on Dancing with the Stars in any year of my life, but I can tell you where a third-round quarterback for the Broncos went to college in 2002.
Right.
It's a fun game. I've seen me do it.
Yeah.
To me, it's not close. To me, it would be Josh Allen, and I'd be firing it off today. Today.
I'm not there. Aaron Rodgers, to me, has been on the fuck you tour all year like we said he was going to be.
I'm not saying he hasn't been.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he hasn't been. I'm saying Josh Allen is doing this with a team that has been historically terrible for the last 25 years with a coach that looks like Ron Howard. You'll never unsee it. Now that I've said it, you'll never not see it. I see Opie Taylor every time I see him on the sideline.
Yep. I can see it in my head.
Stephen Tao might have just one comment of the day.
What is that?
He said, you look more like a lumberjack than a sports talk host. Boom! Shots fired. You're not wrong.
Nice.
I
Good
see
job.
no lies.
Good job. No, to me, Aaron Rodgers has done everything this year for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, he has made this receiving core look fucking amazing. Now, Devontae Adams is. But other than that,
They have nobody.
they have nothing. And he's making MVS look relevant. He's making, Equanimous St. Brown look relevant.
And teams are just double teaming the hell out of Devontae Adams.
And it doesn't matter. It
They
doesn't
can't
matter.
stop him.
Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I agree.
Stephon Diggs has worked his way into that conversation. He definitely has worked his way into the conversation, just like Josh Allen has worked his way into the MVP conversation. But for me, I'm staying with Aaron Rodgers. Dude's thrown 5 interceptions this year. 5. That's it. As much as he throws the ball. He beats Josh Allen in every statistical category, and you take Aaron Rodgers off of this team, and I think it's probably an equal scenario.
I don't. You put Mitch Trubisky on this team, he still has Aaron Jones. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen has nothing. He has made this the 3rd best team in the NFL, and I don't think it's debatable. Mm-hmm. And there are not many quarterbacks that could have done that. Plus, here's the thing that you're undervaluing. He's never won one before. Trust me, voters do look at that.
Yeah.
It's the reason. It's the reason that how many MVPs has LeBron won? You don't think he was the best player in the NBA?
Of course he
Really?
was.
Same thing with
Pat Mahomes could be the MVP every freaking year because he's the best player in the league and it's not close. Sometimes the voters go, this guy's never been here. Here we go.
Yeah.
I think this will be a ridiculously close MVP vote.
Yeah.
And we can't.
Plus, you're undervaluing the fact that Josh Allen's been one of the best runners in the NFL.
Yeah,
You're
this is
not
true.
discussing that.
This is true.
Oh, Aaron's thrown less interceptions. Okay. And Josh Allen has 10 times as many rushing touchdowns.
No, not quite that.
I
many,
can
but
do
2.5 times. It's 8-3
Okay.
in rushing touchdowns.
Yards is
Aaron's-
a lot to not a lot.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean,
418
that's not
yards
right.
for
But that's
Josh
not
Allen
what
and
Aaron
100 yards
does.
for
That's the
Agreed.
thing.
I'm not saying that.
But it
you're
does
going-
make Josh Allen more of a threat. I'm with you. I'm with you. We're just disagreeing on how far to push Josh Allen over the edge. And I'm not sure.
And I'm not saying
I'm not
you're wrong
sure that
about
I
it.
would make Josh Allen my 2 on my ballot.
Woo! Woo! That's strong words right there. Enlighten us.
I'm listening.
Pat Mahomes. I mean,
Are you out
No,
of your
I'm not-
fucking mind?
I'm not out of my mind. I'm not out of my mind.
And this is why you don't and never will have an MVP vote, because that might be the dumbest thing you've ever said to me.
Explain it to me. Why
Pat
not?
Mahomes has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and a bowling ball running back that all of you seem to like way better than I do.
Okay, fine.
And statistically,
Statistically, what?
It's not. It's not.
Statistically,
close.
what?
You're telling me you're looking at Pat Mahomes going, yeah, that's the best you could have done. You haven't had huge stretches where you can't move the ball. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, it's not Pat Mahomes. It's not. I mean, first of all, this is not a statistics race. If it was, then whoever throws for the most yards and most touchdowns should win MVP every year. Mm-hmm. But they don't. Mm-hmm. If you take Pat Mahomes, all right, let me use maybe this is the simplest way I can say it.
Okay.
You take Pat Mahomes off the Chiefs, I don't give a damn what quarterback you put in there.
They're still winning.
They're
the
still
division.
10-6.
Chad Henne did
They're
pretty
still
well.
10-6. They have a top 5 receiver and the best tight end that's ever lived. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, they still have Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, and a can of Pringles or whatever the hell his name is. They have an outrageous amount of weapons and the best coach in the NFL. It's not Pat Mahomes, and to me, it's not. That's not even debatable.
Okay.
Pat Mahomes is not even a discussion. I mean, he's my 3, probably. Mm-hmm. I might put in Derrick Henry just
come
be a dick.
There's no way. I know the Kansas City Chiefs haven't been flashy as much this year as you would expect. They haven't been blowing teams out. But everything they do runs through Pat Mahomes. And he's thrown for 4,700 plus yards this year. He's second in touchdowns. He's second in completion percentage. And I get he's got a whole shitload of weapons. Mm-hmm. But I don't care. Because he's still one of the most fantastic players I've ever seen play the game.
Most valuable player. Mm-hmm. That's the award. Not best player. Mm-hmm. It's not best player. This is a myth that people cannot get away from. Pat Mahomes, if it was best player, Pat Mahomes wins it every year. Before he ever steps on field, he wins it every year. But if you're telling me that you could take Josh Allen off the Bills and Pat Mahomes off the Chiefs, and you think one of them would be in the same spot and one of them wouldn't, okay.
It'd be the Chiefs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chad Henne was the starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. They still won the division.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's not even debatable. If Matt Barkley was the starting quarterback of the Bills, they'd be down there with the Jets. Maybe not that bad.
Not that bad.
They wouldn't be that bad.
They wouldn't be that bad. They'd be
Poor Matt Barkley.
Panthers bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be Panthers bad. I mean, I don't agree. I think they'd be a little bit better than that, but
I don't. I mean,
Oh,
honestly,
I
I don't.
you. I get you. I understand. You want somebody different to win the MVP. That's awesome. Here's your little participation.
I just noticed that
trophy.
Michael Whiteside said exactly what I said before I said it, so I have to give credit on that. I didn't see it until just now, but he said verbatim the exact same thing I just said.
That what?
We're on too many streams now, and there's a lot of tabs.
Right.
There's a lot of things for me to look at.
Things are happening.
I was gonna say when you say that you should tell us what he said.
Oh, that most valuable player.
Oh, most valuable player. Look, I get it. I've been on that side of the argument. Baseball season.
No.
Yeah.
No, you've been trying to shoehorn baseball all freaking morning. You take your baseball and shove it up your damn
No,
ass,
I'm saying
because that's not happening.
it's the same argument that I've had with baseball fans back, when David Ortiz was the most valuable player in the American League and for everyone. He was the most valuable player on any team. He's still not going to win it because he's a DH, and it wasn't going to happen.
He's
I've been on
shoehorning
this side of the
baseball.
argument. I understand where you're going with this argument, but to me, Aaron Rodgers is the one. Josh Allen's the 2. Pat Mahomes is the 3. Do you feel better now?
Are you done with your stick and ball shit?
Oh my God! You've got to stop that.
Stop what? Not paying attention to baseball? Everybody else does, and I'll join in. More people watch Dancing with the Stars than the World Series. So.
You may not care, but other people care. That's the thing.
Ooh, show of hands in the comments on every stream. Raise your hand if you care about baseball.
Yeah.
Just
there's
throw a
bunch.
hand up. Just do something.
Oh, thank you, Alex Sanner. I love baseball. There you go. Patrick Holt, I know he's with me. You're going to lose this argument. You realize that.
You got one.
It's still one of the big 4 sports.
Yeah,
See, look at that.
And you know what? And what's for?
Stephen Tao.
I want to. And what's for?
Oh, that's hockey, probably.
There you go. There you go. That big 4 thing's a myth.
Well, you have to branch out. We'll start you with 3, and then maybe one day we'll get to hockey. I don't give a shit about hockey.
Okay, there were more hands than I expected. All right.
It's kind of my point.
Oy.
Kind of my point. You can't just completely dismiss America's pastime.
I'm not. We've been talking about football for the last 30 minutes.
No, football is America's passion. Baseball is America's pastime. I don't remember what quote that was, but I think it was like I don't know. It was in one of those big baseball quotes or some shit.
They're trying to hold on. That came from someone who was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm with
I don't
Stephen
remember
Tao.
where
I
it
like hockey better than baseball, but that's just me.
Nah.
It's not even close.
Can't
Because
get
there is
into
a
it.
chance somebody might lose some teeth in hockey, and I am a big proponent of that.
Hey, every now and then a guy will take a fastball to the face. I mean, it's all right.
Oh, I've been sent on a journey. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh God,
Oh boy.
this should be good.
Here we go.
Week 17 playoff scenarios. We have a log jam in the AFC. It is jammed up. We have, 5 teams with 10 wins.
Yeah.
4 spots available. It is do or die. It is win or go home time. We got the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Browns, and the Titans. Those teams, yeah, they're sitting in the spot right now. Where as long as they can win this week, they will end up in the playoffs. But you got the Colts sitting on the outside, looking in, and it's the first time. I think they said it's the first time in history that there's been 8 teams with at least 10 wins in one conference. That's pretty swift. Well, you know what that also tells me? The bottom of that conference is ass water.
Garbage. Just complete.
It is teetotal hot garbage, which leads me to next week. Next week's going to be very interesting because you got the Browns that need to win, and they're going up against the Steelers.
And the Steelers don't really need to win.
The Steelers don't really need to win, but what are they going to do? Do they want to springboard into the playoffs, or
they're probably going to sit their players to get them healthy? I can see this being
I
where
don't know.
I don't know about like rivals that big anymore like that.
Oh, bullshit! Are
Pittsburgh
you?
and Cleveland?
Yes, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. We just had a guy get his head dented in last year. Did you forget that?
I guess I did forget that.
Yeah, tell me this ain't a rivalry. You tell me the Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to go into this game and frog stomp the Cleveland Browns so they don't have a chance to make the playoffs.
True. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, this would be
Cleveland's just been so bad for so long. It's like they don't even care.
yeah.
Except for the fact that they just
Cleveland's
crushed their quarterbacks out of the helmet last year.
Cleveland's so much better though than we want to give them credit for. I mean, they beat up on bad teams this year, but that's a good football team. The problem is their quarterback holds them back, and they know it. And they've been trying their what?
So your argument is they're better than we give them credit for.
Yes.
But their quarterback sucks.
Yes.
The only position that really matters in the NFL.
It's not the only position that really matters when you could put him. You just said you could put a half-ass quarterback on the Kansas City Chiefs and they'd still be a 10-win team.
Does Baker play for the Kansas City Chiefs?
If he did, they'd still be a 10-win team.
No.
You're full of shit.
Baker Mayfield could barely throw a football from across this room. So I don't think he would get the most out of Tyreek Hill.
They just got 10 goddamn wins this year with Jarvis Landry, 5 games of Odell Beckham Jr., and a mishmash of tight ends. You're trying to tell me, honestly, that he didn't play with the Kansas City Chiefs, they wouldn't be in the playoffs and winning that division. You're insane.
I think Baker Mayfield could not take advantage of Tyreek Hill. That's what I'm saying.
Gosh. Tyreek Hill would
a
way to make Baker
By the way,
Mayfield
Kansas
work
City
for
can't
him.
run the ball like Cleveland can.
No.
You ever
they
notice
can't.
that the only time Baker looks even half-assed when they can run the ball? It's kind of important.
Yeah.
It's called Ryan Tannehilling. Look it up.
Look it up.
I'm pushing to get it in
New
Webster's.
words.
In Webster's. Tannehilling. Being
like
just good
Clemsoning.
enough because your running game covers your ills.
It's like Clemsoning. You remember when that was a thing?
Oh,
God.
don't bring that up. Dabo hates that.
Well, he's Clemson's coach, so
No,
that makes it more likely.
Look, I don't like Baker Mayfield as much as the next person, but you got to give credit where credit is due. This is a 10-win team that's probably going to make the playoffs.
God, I hope they don't.
I hope they don't either. I don't want to see them make the playoffs. All I'm saying is they're a better football team than you give them credit for.
Fact or fiction? They just lost to the Jets, and the defense rests.
So did the Rams. What are you going to say? They suck too? 2 weeks ago, you were talking about how they were one of the only teams in the NFC that can win a championship. They lose to the Jets, and now you're out?
You ever seen that billboard and that meme that it's a picture of a cow and a dog, and it says you eat one and you love the other, and the meme says, "I like how you assume I won't eat that dog.
Right.
I like how you assume I won't throw the Rams under the bus for losing to the Jets, because I 100% will."
Okay.
You can't lose
I
to
just
one of the
wanted to
worst
clear
teams in
that
NFL history and me go, "Oh, it was just a bad day. It was just a bad day."
Picked a bad day to have a bad day. Teams have bad days.
Correct.
And you think, so you're discounting the Rams completely now. So the Rams are no longer in the chase. They're out.
Well, I'm discounting the Rams because it's real easy for me to say that when their quarterback just broke his thumb.
Well, that's a good point.
It's real easy to hop on a bandwagon. Oh, wait. It's real easy to hop on a bandwagon, after it's already left the station. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield sucks.
I'm not disputing that. But Cleveland going up against Pittsburgh this week has a lot of intrigue. And if I was the Pittsburgh Steelers, I wouldn't treat this game lightly. I would want to win this game.
Why?
Now, I wouldn't necessarily, play Big Ben
I wouldn't
the
play Ben
entire
at all.
game.
I wouldn't play Ben at all.
You'd rest him. You would have rested him this past week.
Sure would have. Sure would have damn done it.
I don't know. I feel like that's a team that's still got a lot of shit to try to figure out.
Such as? And how you going to figure that out in one game? You're going to figure out one game against Cleveland, a team that you said
you just got the ball.
is out for blood. Mm-hmm. So you're going to put the only living, breathing quarterback you have on the field for that. Really? Grand idea. A guy I've been saying is hurt for weeks. For what? What's the benefit? Oh, you get the worst of the wild card teams? How much difference is there?
Well, you
How much
don't think
difference
they're
is
gonna beat any of them? So.
I don't. Not really. No. I mean, how, all right, but let's
your win while you can.
Let's say from the Mike Tomlin perspective, you do have a faith in your team. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between the 4 teams you could possibly play? You're playing at home no matter what. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. You've already won the division. So, what you feel different about playing Cleveland or the Colts? I don't. Or the Dolphins or the Browns or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at risk-reward here. The risk is that Ben's still hurt and needs the week to rest, which is what I firmly believe, and I've been saying it forever.
Okay.
Because he looks like he's about 60.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, for me, I don't even think about it. I wouldn't play any damn body in this
None
game.
of them.
Nobody, baby.
I can see them trying to avoid playing the Ravens.
Why?
Nah.
Because you think, I mean, first of all, it's a team they beat
Already beat.
2 times.
I know.
And you think they're really scared of Lamar. I mean, not trying to throw the Ravens under the bus here, but I'll be really honest with you. If they make the playoffs, I'd say there's a lot of teams that are going, I would much rather play that.
Yeah. Okay.
Than have to defend Derrick Henry and Tannehill and every season's A.J. Brown season. I'm good.
And Corey, don't leave out Corey. Corey's had a fucking year.
Yeah. Corey Davis is like the sweater at Christmas. Like, it could be the nicest sweater. Mm-hmm. Still a sweater.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about Corey Davis.
Yep. Miami and Buffalo, that's another key matchup this week in the AFC. Obviously, Miami needs to win. Buffalo's not really playing for a whole lot.
I don't think they should be
just
playing
give it to
hardly
them?
anybody, but that's just me.
Yeah. Do you just give it to them?
I think Buffalo's kind of a different team. I think they'll be like, oh, we're going through this whole season. We're stopping them from going in. I think they have.
Well, there is something to what he just said. If you're the Bills, there is something to looking at your division rival and going, playoffs? No, says I.
No. And
How's
I think
that
they
any
just
different
have
for the
this mentality
Pittsburgh
that
Steelers?
they're world beaters now.
How is that any different for the Steelers? That's my point.
Because Steelers have been here before.
Yeah, that's true.
The Bills haven't.
Yeah.
The Bills have never been on their FU tour. This is their first one of those.
Right.
Since the 90s.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah,
I
I do think it's different.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'll give you a little bit of difference, but I still think that Monday night thing with Myles Garrett sticks in their craw, and they really don't want anything good to come for the Cleveland Browns. And frankly, I don't know. It seemed like something worked last week. You figured something out. I would rather carry that on for another half, get up by a shitload, and move, and bench Ben, move on, hold the lead, all that. Sounds great in my head. Rather than just cashing it in and allowing the Cleveland Browns to make the friggin' playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tight in the AFC. Do you think, how do you think this ends? Which team is out? Do you think Indianapolis stays out, or do you think one of these other teams falls off?
I think somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to lose that shouldn't lose. I mean, because in theory, every one of these teams should win because none of them are playing a team that really has anything on the line.
Mm-hmm. The Ravens play the Bengals. Colts play the Jaguars.
I mean, the Ravens are not going to lose. The my God, the Ravens could put. I think John Harbaugh could play quarterback for the Ravens and they'd still beat the Bengals.
Right.
But if I had to pick a team that I think winds up out, it's the Browns. It's the Browns. I just think they find a way. Between the Rona issues, you're not going to have a receiver back till Thursday. Mm-hmm. I just think they find a way to lose and wind up out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
so many people's hearts. Best season they have.
Cleveland's so close,
best season
and then they snatch it away.
Last week they're going to lose.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be so epically Brownie.
Yep.
The
It'll be the
League
Browns.
is back, baby.
It'll be the Browns doing brown things.
Browns going brown.
Meanwhile, over the NFC, we've got the most interesting matchup of the week is in the AFC West. The Rams taking on the Cardinals. The news came out yesterday that Jared Goff had to have surgery on his thumb, which he jammed on a helmet, and now he's not going to be able to play this week. So they will have to turn to either the backup quarterback, who is John Wolford, North Carolina folks. You might know him from Wake Forest back in 2017. He actually led an 8-win Wake Forest team at one point. Still finished like 5th in the division with an 8-win season. But this is a guy who's got some pro experience. He's been, he's done stuff. He was 2-time Offensive Player of the Week in the AAF.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that happened.
How Rams like those
That and a
players
dollar
from
will get him a
the
Coke.
football league. I mean, Kurt Warner. Can we have another Kurt Warner situation here, folks?
Oh,
Hey, you know what? Being Offensive Player of the Year in the AAF got you? Paid on time.
No, not Offensive Player of the Year.
Or Offensive Player of the Week.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, you know what that got you? Your paycheck actually cleared. Everybody else's didn't.
Everybody else's didn't. They had to pay the quarterbacks, apparently. But no, I mean, he's done stuff. Now they're talking about signing Blake Bortles.
Woohoo!
Bring him back into the fold. It's a good idea. And they're going up against the Arizona Cardinals, who there's hope that Kyler Murray is going to be able to play this week. He's got a lower leg injury is all that they'll say. He's going to be limited in practice. They hope he can, Cliff Kingsbury saying, well, we hope he can do what he does, which tells me he's not going to be able to do what he does.
Yeah.
Lower leg injuries are never good news.
Nothing.
And, if it's just a mild sprain or whatever, then he might come out and he'll play, but I mean, how much do you want to push that? I mean, it's do or die for both these teams.
Kyler Murray's going to play. If Kyler Murray can physically move, he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trying to get this team to the playoffs.
Yep.
And if it's Kyler Murray versus John Wolford, I give you one guess as to what I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's Kyler Murray in a wheelchair. I don't care. That's still better than John Wolford.
Absolutely. Is John Wolford the option over Blake Bortles?
I mean, Bortles is not going to be. I'm not even sure Bortles could get on the field because he wasn't even on the practice squad. He's got to clear all the protocols and all the shit. You told me this morning, and I was doing the math, going, wait.
He might be able to suit up as the backup, but he won't get any practice time. He might be able to game day. He might be cleared and be the backup, emergency backup.
He is an emergency option, is what they say, behind Wolford. I don't know what protocols he's been through, which ones he hasn't, because it did say re-sign, so maybe he was on the team in some fashion earlier this year.
He was, but then
Okay.
he still has to pass. If he hadn't been on the roster, he still got to pass everything again.
Gotcha.
Which means if they don't get him in the building today, he has no shot.
Their other option was Bryce Perkins. They could have brought him up for the practice squad.
From Virginia?
From Virginia, yeah. The rookie from
Whoa.
Virginia.
The rookie quarterback that can't throw.
Yeah.
Sounds like a children's book.
That's really hot. So, Rams without Jared Goff, advantage Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
All right, here's the big question. If you're the Green Bay Packers, what do you do? Are you playing all out this week?
No.
You got to get first the number one seed. You're going to lock up home field advantage for the playoffs. That's still on the line.
I mean, I honestly think Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams could play a half, and they're going to be up so much against Buffalo or against Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
It's not going to matter.
Hey, Mitch Trubisky's been playing out of his mind the last 4 weeks. You've been saying it yourself.
It's
This
still
is a
Mitch,
team that you can-
It's still Mitch Trubisky.
This is a team you can run the ball on. David Montgomery is the first player since 1977 for the Bears to have 5 straight games of over 100 yards and at least a touchdown.
I heard Jeff Saturday on the way in here talking about the Bears have to franchise Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, my
and
God.
I literally laughed so hard I almost wrecked my car and I almost peed my pants.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Rex
I
Ryan
heard that. No, that was Rex Ryan.
and Saturday. think.
Saturday's
Saturday
the one I heard. I didn't. Trust me. I hear Rex Ryan's voice in my nightmares, so I would have known that one.
Jeff, stop. I heard them playing back Rex Ryan saying it, and I went, Rex, you're a dumbass. Knowing that Jeff Saturday agrees with him hurts my heart.
I still love Rex in a way.
Of course.
He's a good little foot soldier. Puts his best foot forward.
But he constantly puts his foot in his mouth.
One step at a time. He always puts that foot in his mouth. It's not necessarily
It's not necessarily. He can't reach. Can't do that.
Yep.
You know what his favorite kind of hot dog is?
Foot long.
Foot long. Anyway, the Green Bay Packers got to play the Bears. The Bears got to win to make playoffs. Bears win. Rams lose. The Rams are out of the playoffs.
Which is just bizarre. Another thing you said this morning, I went, that almost can't possibly be true.
It is.
It is true.
It is true. It is true. The Rams need the Bears not to win. The Rams don't have to win this game, but they have to have the Bears lose. And I think they're gonna. I don't know that it's all that dramatic. It's Green Bay Packers.
If the Rams win, they're in, right?
Rams win, they're in.
Okay.
But they're playing without Goff against the Cardinals.
Cardinals win, they're in.
Cardinals win, they're in.
Chicago wins.
They're in. Mm-hmm. Everybody's win, they're in.
Because I'm sorry, because the Rams are playing the Cardinals.
Yep.
Sorry. Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
The only team that's not winning you're in is Arizona. And the Colts. Those are the two teams that need stuff.
Yeah. They have to win and have help.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Everybody
a
else
Bears
is
loss.
win, and you're in.
Right.
And every year that we do this, somebody that is win and you're in loses and they're out.
Mm-hmm.
And usually to somebody they shouldn't lose to.
Mm-hmm. I'm on Chicago. I think Chicago's the one that's going to fall out. Because I don't see them beating the Packers.
I don't either.
And I think the playoffs without the Rams would be just god-awful. That's a team that has to be in these playoffs.
Yeah, there's not a team that I look at outside of Kansas City and Green Bay and maybe Buffalo. That's all I care about. You give me those three, you can have the rest.
I think there are contenders outside of that.
Like who?
Well,
you
do have a guy who has 6 Super Bowl rings, who has a pretty damn good offense, a decent defense. He's got his coach ain't that great, but I got Tom Brady. I think there's a shot.
His coach is Bryson DeChambeau's dad.
The Saints, defense is good enough to win titles.
No. Offense is not.
Offense is not.
Nobody can beat
Alvin
you,
Kamara.
The betting lines, I haven't checked them this morning, but as of last night, New Orleans was the 3rd favorite to win the Super Bowl, and that's insane to me.
Yeah, I think it would be the Bills.
That would be mine, yeah. I've said this multiple times. You give me the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Bills, you can have the rest of the field. Mm-hmm. You can have the other 11 teams that make playoffs. I just want those 3.
It's going to be a long shot for anybody else to win it for sure.
I like that Super Bowl.
But I'm not.
I like that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Even if the Bills make it over the Chiefs, I like that Super Bowl. Chiefs make it, I like that Super Bowl.
I'm not counting everybody else out because I think there's still a path. There's still a path for the Saints. I could see a path for the Bucks. And I can honestly still see a path for the Rams. Just because I am so god-awful afraid of that defense.
Yeah, Homer J. Simpson over here, stunner that he's on the Bucks. About 18 people commented that, so I had to.
Of course. Why would I not be?
Blind faith in your team. It leads to.
It's not just blind faith in my team.
About the other playoff team that
it's blind faith in the greatest quarterback who has ever lived.
Who's also 41 years old.
Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the game.
Remember Joe Montana in Kansas City? Remember how that went?
This is not that.
So bad. I don't know why.
It's actually pretty close to that. Joe Montana was actually pretty good in Kansas City.
Yeah, he was.
It was in the playoffs that things went amiss.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing happened to Brady last year.
Yeah, you can have that Bucs team. I'm good.
Okay.
Alexander said the Browns and the Cardinals. I am glad there's somebody else on the Cardinals other than me.
Not a shot.
I was too far on. I was at the front of that bandwagon, and now I can't get off. They won't stop for me to. I'm either going to have to jump and tuck and roll, or I'm just going to have to ride it out.
Yeah, you should be riding at the exit door, because that's a team that I won't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs.
Somebody corrected me. Brady's 43. So sorry about that. I keep confusing him and the other 40-year-old quarterback, Drew Brees, who is 41.
Right.
40. I'm 43.
Yeah. Brian said I'm 43. Yeah, exactly. Case in point. Case in point.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Keep discounting him. I think he'll surprise you, as he's done time and time and time again. Facts. History's on my side.
Yeah, unless Bill Belichick's showing up to coach that team, I'll take my chances.
Don't need him to. Got Tom. Don't need him to. I just want Tom to tell Bruce, shut the fuck up. This is how it's going to happen. Look, I get we were playing a bad team this past week, but that offense looked fucking crazy. And if that shows up in the playoffs, everybody needs to be scared, because they're going to be a team that's right in it. By the way, is there anything worse than every fan base, apparently, someone inside of them talking about signing every player that ever gets released? I actually saw in one of the groups that I'm in today about, we should sign Dwayne Haskins and put him on the practice squad and see if he turns into something.
See, you're doing that thing.
What the fuck?
You're doing that thing. Never in my life have I ever looked and gone, you know what I should do? I should check the message boards. That's where you really get some quality insight.
You're not in any of these fan groups?
Hell no.
Really?
No. I talk to the beat writers. I don't need I don't need somebody that goes,
I don't need to know what the fans think. I've got my inside connections.
I mean, there are certain fans that I absolutely care what they think. They're usually in the comments of this show. I don't need to hear, should we sign Dwayne Haskins? I'll take your answer off the air, thanks. And then they leave their friggin' radio playing. I.e. every third caller on Paul Feinbaum's
show.
I'm good.
I have seen this from fans of every team, not just mine. A lot of them. The Atlanta Falcons fans are talking, should we sign Dwayne Haskins? You know, I'm all about second chances.
The thing that drives me most crazy about message boards is shit that can't physically happen, and then people will go in like a 200 comment thread on it.
Things that can't physically happen, like what?
Like, I don't know. We should cut Carson Wentz. It's $50 million. You're like $40 million over the salary cap already. It's a $50 million dead cap.
But wait.
Explain to me how that's going to happen.
But wait, let's be honest. There is going to be a team that signs Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, they play for the
Someone.
Yeah, they're called the New York Gladiators.
No. He will be signed in the NFL.
He'll be on. I tell you the same thing I said yesterday. He'll be on a 90-man roster and he won't make the team. He'll be on a preseason roster and get cut.
Could happen. Who gives him a shot, though?
Who gives him a shot?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? He's god awful. This is like Josh. Like we talk about Josh Rosen. The 49ers signed him to the practice squad.
Yep.
Who cares? What does it matter? He's never going to play another game in the NFL again. The only way Dwayne Haskins plays another snap in the NFL is if every living, breathing quarterback on a roster dies.
I don't know. John Wolford is still playing for a team.
You know what John Walford is? Not a headache.
True.
He's a real smart cat that's a real good dude in the locker room. Yeah. You know what Dwayne Haskins is not? Everything I just said.
Mm-hmm. But
he's
talent.
A train wreck and a disaster. But talent. What have you say the talent? He's
but
played 16 games
talent.
in the NFL.
There's promise there.
You could count on one hand the number of good throws the man's made in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that got him here was his talent, not his attitude. And now his attitude is so bad and the talent has been so mediocre. What does it matter? Josh Rosen is infinitely more talented than Dwayne Haskins. He is. He's also a dick.
Yeah.
And apparently so is Dwayne Haskins. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, here we go.
So now begins the bounce around.
Yeah, he's going to do the exact same thing. Have you ever wondered why Josh Rosen hasn't lasted more than like an hour with any team? Because he's insufferable. It was the first line of my draft profile on him. First line. Nobody likes it.
He's a jackass.
That's a problem. You know, this is like, what was that draft day? Nobody came to his birthday party.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. Nobody likes him. Dwayne Haskins is an immature knucklehead, and nobody likes him. I've heard this out of Washington forever. Nobody on this team likes him. It was a joke when they made him a captain. The whole signing autographs while the team's kneeling it out. That told me everything I needed to know. And every team in the NFL looked at it and went, "Whew, yeah, I think we'll pass on that."
And Rivera finally said, "Screw you, Dan Schneider. I'm getting rid of this."
Right.
Ron Rivera had his stand on the table moment when this is my damn team, and if you want me here, we're doing it my way.
Yep.
And good on you. I just wish you'd done it a week before.
Yeah.
Because now you might miss the playoffs because you didn't do that last week.
See, I don't know that he could have done it a week before. I think this was a one last shot deal.
Yeah.
Was one last shot to prove to Dan Snyder that this guy sucks. We got to prove to Dan Snyder that this guy sucks, and
I got
we got
news
to
for you.
move
If
on.
Ron Rivera walks in and says, "This is happening whether you like it or not," it would have happened.
Yeah.
Because if that wasn't the case, it wouldn't have happened this week.
You think he's willing
Because
to
he
take
was
that
bad.
shot, though?
I got news for you. He wasn't any more bad than he's been in the past.
Yeah.
You cut him because he's such a train wreck, and everybody in the locker room hates him. He's not worth the headache.
I agree.
So if you're going to do that, you do it a week ago. And now you may very well miss the playoffs because you didn't do that a week ago.
Yeah. As we sign off, we've got to tip our cap and say goodbye possibly to a Hall of Famer. Frank Gore's season is over. The last game of the season, he's not going to make it because of a lung contusion, and it could be the end of his career.
I'm still trying to get the dots to go out of my eyes from where you took your hat off.
Ouch.
It bounced off the screen.
Fuck
It was
off.
Very bright.
I hate you. You take shots like that.
It was very bright. I need my sunglasses.
16 years in the NFL. He's number 3 on the all-time rushing list. Frank Gore, season over, and possibly his career. However, he says he still wants to try to play 2 more years. Do you think that he'll stick with someone?
Does Adam Gase get a job somewhere? Because if he does, Frank Gore will
That's
go
the only
with him.
way. That's the only way.
Yeah, Frank Gore has looked 1,000 years old this year, and yet Adam Gase is like, screw it, Frank Gore
Run
again.
him. Run him. 37 years old. It's been a hell of a career.
Frank Gore, no matter what, and Frank Gore is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Not a first
Stop
ballot.
that.
No.
Frank Gore's not a Hall of Famer. Period.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. We've settled this. He is a Hall of Famer. Your top 5 all-time in NFL rushing, there's no way you don't make
Better
him a
running
Hall of
back,
Famer.
Adrian James or Frank Gore?
Adrian James.
Rest my case.
He'll be in.
Defense rest.
He'll get in.
Okay.
Adrian James will be a Hall of Famer at some point,
Okay.
just as Frank Gore will. It'll be one of those.
Because those two, at their prime, there's no comparison. Adrian James was a
Mm-hmm.
markedly better runner.
Absolutely. But again, there's something to be said for longevity.
I'm not the Craig Biggio, stat accumulator guy. Did I just make a baseball reference?
Don't you fucking say Craig Biggio is not a Hall of Famer. We're going to fight over that.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Okay.
I'm saying this is a dude that's played 5 years longer than most running backs do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give him credit, he stayed in great shape.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to have a problem. If he gets in 1 year, I'm not going to have a qualm.
Mm-hmm.
Where I will have a problem is if he keeps somebody like Torrey Holt out or Reggie Wayne or guys like that were markedly better players that should get in ahead of him. That's going to be the problem for me, is that I think you're going to get a cycle of these for an extended period of time.
Right.
And I just don't know when he ever makes it. Frank Gore strikes me as the guy that makes it when he's 60 as a senior committee let in. And I'm all in. For that, cool. Because he's markedly better than some guys that I've seen let in for that.
Right.
But in terms of you're going to put him in over, a guy that I talk about seemingly every year when we do the Hall of Fame thing, Alan Faneca. Alan Faneca gets in the Hall of Fame before Frank Gore does.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. I think he's only a
He's the
couple
best
of
guard in
years
the
away
league
from
for
that.
10 years.
I think Alan Faneca will be in the Hall of Fame before Frank Gore even winds up on a ballot.
You're probably right, but he never gets close, and it always
Right.
blows my mind.
Right. I understand there are other players that you'd like to see make it before Frank Gore. I think that will happen. I'm not saying Frank Gore is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer. You got to put him in, and it could be the end of his career. So the Jets lose another Hall of Famer. It's the Sportsocracy. Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene with you. Follow, like, and share the Sportsocracy on all of the social media. It's time for us to get out of here from the Wicked Weed Studios, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink Different will be with you on the radio side this afternoon, 3 p.m., ESPN Asheville. Find us everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We'll see you this afternoon.